Bunch of questions I want to ask you, starting with Hope Hicks. She's the next one that could come under the microscope. Robert Mueller's team has a date to talk with her soon.
Yeah, and this sort of underscores the kind of pressure that people in the White House are under. Hope Hicks is 28 years old. She's had to go out and hire a lawyer, and she's now going to be grilled, presumably, about her role in the Air Force One statement, the statement that Donald Trump drafted on behalf of his son about that Trump Tower meeting, which we know Robert Mueller is now investigating as part of his inquiry into whether the president obstructed justice. And I have a little different take on sort of how this is playing out in the White House. I think Monday was a devastating day for this White House. I think the scope and the detail in these Manafort and Gates indictments were surprising even to those of us who have followed this case intimately. It's what lawyers call a paper case. It's an indictment that can be proven with just the documents. And Paul Manafort is facing 15 years in prison. And to the extent that he knows anything that's incriminating to this White House, that's a scary prospect. And then secondly, the Papadopoulos plea shows that once again the Trump campaign was offered dirt on Hillary Clinton, and now we know that Mueller is investigating up the chain to figure out how far that offer went in the campaign.
You know, you say Hope is a 28-year-old campaign aide, but let's remind ourselves that she's one of his longest-serving, if not the longest-serving advisor at this point. She's very close to not only Donald Trump, who she's been working for since day one of this campaign, but previously she worked for Ivanka. She is in a very small group of people within this orbit that is privy to Donald Trump's every whim. She's always there. She hears what they're talking about. She, of anybody that they might be talking to, might actually know more than anyone else just by her proximity and the trust that the president does have in her. Let's talk about Sam Clovis, though. His name is coming up. He's Donald Trump's pick to be the head scientist at the
Agriculture Department.
Agriculture. Thank you very much for reminding me. He's also somebody who was a part of the campaign early on, and what we're led to believe is that he was the one who brought Papadopoulos onto this campaign. Sources within the campaign from 2016 told me that he was in charge of that list that Donald Trump had, that foreign policy advisors list that he revealed to the Washington Post Ed Board late last spring. So is that what Mueller is questioning Sam Clovis about? You reported today and yesterday that Clovis has been questioned, but so far they're not revealing. The Clovis at least is not saying what he said.
No, that's right, Katie. Our understanding is that Mueller was interested in understanding Clovis's interactions with George Papadopoulos, whom he supervised on the campaign. And so Clovis is that unnamed campaign supervisor in the documents we saw, who knew about and was told by Papadopoulos about these overtures from Russians. And, you know, his story, according to his lawyer, Clovis's story, is that he did not approve any, for example, a trip that Papadopoulos was proposing to go to Moscow and talk off the record with Russians. But that is sort of contradicted in an email that we've all seen where Clovis says, you know, take the trip if it's feasible. So that's going to be a subject that Mueller is looking closely at, Katie.
Ken Delaney and Ashley Parker. Guys, I had so much more to talk to you about, but this social media hearing is just heating up. So we're going to go back to that in just a moment. Thank you very much. Adam Schiff, I believe, is talking right now.